Welcome. Well, that was loud.
That was a welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Searching for Mcguffin with your host, George.
Gabe.
And Link.
Yeah, we got that down pat now. We got it now.
That's right.
It only took us 90-something episodes.
92, I believe.
That's crazy.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what that Glenn Maxwell book says? Do something 92 times and you become a pro at it.
Malcolm Gladwell.
Malcolm Gladwell.
10,000 times.
Do something 92 times.
I
and
was
become a
like,
pro.
who is... No, maybe he bought like the bargain bin version of...
Yeah.
He bought it from...
That's what I saw. Five Below.
Malcolm McDowell. Who did you say it was?
Malcolm Gladwell.
Malcolm.
That's not what he said.
That's
Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
That's what I thought he was going with that.
92 times you become a pro at it. And I
Alright.
think that we're testimony of that.
Close. It's close.
I think you become a pro at something just if you get paid to do it. So...
That book is great, by the way. Have you read it?
Gladstone.
Outliers
Malcolm Gladstone.
by Malcolm Gladwell. I'm going to say Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Outliers? That sounds like...
I have
The
it.
Outsiders.
You want to read it? I have it. It's good.
What?
not
You don't have it on Kindle?
I don't think so. That one
Shelf.
I bought physically.
I almost called you a shellfish.
shellfish.
Is that like a Pokemon?
No, that's Sean Connery saying selfish.
No.
Shellfish.
Hey, rest in peace, Sean Connery. So we made it this far as we go into our slow progress towards episode 100 in just a few short weeks. Maybe we'll get there by the end of the year. Maybe not.
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I think that's like the...
That's
I think
the goal,
I
right?
think it'll be... I counted the weeks. I think it'll be the first episode of the new year.
Okay, if we go without any more.
Yeah, so let us know if you want us to take a break, if you just want to stop hearing us and then come back to us.
No, don't ask that question
No.
because I think I know what the answer is.
No.
But for some reason they keep
the people might surprise you.
If we produce episodes, they have to listen.
They have to
Yeah,
listen.
I have a question. Who listens to us?
I like to think my wife listens to us.
I have
Okay.
cousins. I listen to us.
I like to think my students. Oh, not who just listens to me in real life.
feel
Like who listens to
no,
my
like,
advice.
Who listens to this podcast?
Oh,
I honestly feel like
Your
maybe
students.
5 people listen to us.
no, that's inaccurate. We have the data to support that. That
what
is
what
inaccurate.
does our data say? Are we allowed to talk about that?
No, we're not allowed to talk about that. We made that rule like a long time ago.
We can't talk about that?
Why can't we talk
I don't
about
think-
that?
'cause
I thought Danny said we're breaking meta.
Okay.
Wait, let him finish.
So a long time ago, we had an episode where we talked about it, and your big takeaway link was like, we shouldn't talk about it. We should never talk.
I do remember that.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
you really give us a tongue lashing about
I
it.
do remember. I do remember
But now I
that.
say we break it.
But also, I never want to hear the phrase tongue lashing ever again, please.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's sexual or a punishment.
It
Why not both?
I think you stole the words right out of our mouths. But
With that tongue.
That tongue lashing.
I set myself up for that one. So
As you do so often.
inadvertently.
No,
to be honest, it is-
sometimes I think it's on purpose, but then it just happens and I'm like, no, it was.
after it happens, I think it was on purpose, subconsciously, because sometimes it's too perfect. We are.
You're subconsciously Michael Scott.
No, you're Tobias.
Oh, maybe I have watched.
Tobias.
Not Tobias is just a next level.
The next level.
So we thought we would do for the month of October something as we're heading to our 100th episode. What? What are you?
Something.
Something. Smashing.
I want to say
Shellfish.
today is Halloween.
Today, as we're recording,
recording
is
today. It is
Halloween.
Halloween.
It's a week after Halloween
Yeah.
when
Happy
you're listening.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Mm.
George is doing.
I'm indifferent.
George is doing his dressed up as Sean
I
Connery
am
as James
Sean
Bond.
Connery. On the 1950s James
Link
Bond.
is 8-time Ballon d'Or winner Lionel Messi.
That's right.
That plays for
Lionel
Inter Miami.
Messi. That's right. Check this out. I saw this because I have a friend on Twitter that hates Messi.
He talks
He's-
hates.
He talks trash about
he
Messi.
talks
He
and
hates
hates.
Messi.
Shameful.
He's from Chile, so he hates Messi, right? And I saw, and he's
Wait, explain that. Why?
South American, just rivalry,
right, yeah, it's like
hatred.
Dolphins, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, Dolphins, Bills.
Just Dolphins and
What's
everyone.
the Dolphins' biggest rivalry?
It's got to be the Jets.
The Jets,
I think.
right?
I mean, just because.
Not like I'm not talking about like new, like made. I'm talking about historic, like.
To me, I hate the Jets. Oh, I mean, I have no idea.
I think it's the
and
Jets.
Patriots the most.
Because the only thing I knew about the Dolphins when I lived in New York was that the Jets hated them.
Was F the Jets?
Yeah,
right?
no.
FTJ.
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 FTJ. Then put that on a t-shirt.
That is. Yeah.
You don't have one?
Oh,
That's what the Dolphin subreddit talks about.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
FTJ, yeah.
That's where I learned it. 'Cause
Oh,
Link
wow.
showed me that.
After everything, FTJ.
Nice.
For a while, the Dolphin subreddit had a record like for the top 10. Like they were the most cursed. They use the F word a lot. So they're like
The
top 10.
Dolphins?
Yeah, because it was all FTJ.
The Dolphins
The
fans.
Dolphins subreddit
Right.
because it was all FTJ.
Who
Everything.
monitors that? Like, whose job it
Well,
is?
I have no
that
idea.
tracks living in Miami because since like the age of like 7, that's the main word coming out of their mouths.
Oh, yeah.
that is.
That is, yeah.
Mm-hmm, that tracks. But anyways,
So
without.
yeah, so what I was trying to say, really, sorry, is this:
I'm just trying to host the show here. That's fine.
no Premier League player has won the Ballon d'Oro. However,
The Bolondonoro?
I don't know how to
What are you
pronounce
saying?
that, John. Ballon d'Oro. How do you pronounce it, Gabriel?
Ballon d'Or.
Ballon-
Ballon d'Or.
El Ballon d'Oro. Ballon d'Oro.
Where is this?
Bandolero. It's a French award.
Oh, why does it sound like he's saying it in Spanish?
Because I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm gonna pronounce it in
He's saying it in
Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah, Ballon d'Oro, right? How is it?
I mean, no. People in Spanish
Oh,
call it
do
Ballon
say-
d'Oro
okay.
because
Yeah,
it's
right?
the golden ball
yeah.
in English.
And I'm setting
In
things up.
French, Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, anyways,
No, if I would have said golden balls, that's different.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so what's so interesting is that a Premier League player hasn't won it. However, an MLS player did. And the MLS is supposed to be the league that sucks. So
It's supposed to be.
Right, Gabriel?
Even I know.
It is a lower tier league
Yeah.
in
So,
terms of competition.
Yeah, it's in the name. Premier. It's a league that
Premier,
is Premier.
Major League Soccer.
Yeah, major sounds lower than
Right?
Premier.
Therefore, once again, America beat you, England. Suck it. USA.
Is it only English teams in the Premier League?
Yeah, no, that's not true. That's not a factual statement. I was like, what? Cristiano Ronaldo won it in 2008. He played for Manchester United.
Yeah, 2008.
Okay, you're just moving the goalpost now.
Whatever. In the last 10 years. And
Where did you even hear this stat?
I saw it on Twitter. I don't know, bro. It's just, you know me, I don't care. But I don't follow soccer.
I need you to send me that tweet. So I need to see the
It's
context.
deleted.
'cause
It's deleted,
No.
and it's an X, by the way.
X.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got to
It's
show
an
me
X,
the
I'm sorry.
X formerly
Well,
known as a tweet.
In the last 10 years, an MLS player won it before a Premier League player.
Yeah, because it's literally been Ronaldo and Messi who've been playing for Spain.
There you go. I don't know. I don't make up these rules. Who won it last
I
year?
will say, I think it is like hilarious that historically they've had, either because the Ballon d'Or, when you win it, the next home
The
game,
what?
the Ballon d'Or,
Okay.
they have a
Oh,
presentation,
Like the perfume. Dior.
like Dior,
Ballon
yeah.
Dior?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
They have a
Christian.
presentation at the stadium for all the home fans.
Yeah.
And it's typically like either Real Madrid or Barcelona because Messi and Ronaldo have been winning it back and forth for the past 10 plus years. So it's either been in the big stadium of Real Madrid, Santiago Bernabeu, or the Camp Nou in Barcelona, like these like super famous historic football stadiums. And I think it's hilarious that the Ballon d'Or is going to be presented in Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale.
There you go,
Florida.
baby. It doesn't get more beautiful than
Like,
that.
to me, that is so funny. The fact that like
You know we embrace it.
an MLS player has won the Ballon. It's just
Yeah, and
It's
never has a Premier League
Never
player
has a Premier League
ever,
player. Yeah,
ever won
Exactly.
ever in the history.
you came to the show for facts.
Exactly. And I give
But
it
you
to
get
you.
You're not
alternative
kidding. You're not
facts
kidding
from-
any. Well, who were you gonna say?
Well, that happened when?
That happened yesterday.
That happened. Well,
Yeah.
not yesterday when they're here again.
Last week yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah, see,
yeah.
that's why I'm wearing my
October
Messi-
30th.
That's why I'm wearing
Yes.
my Messi jersey.
Oh, okay.
My fake Messi jersey
That
that I got in Colombia for $16.
You know what's crazy though? I have the actual like authentic jersey that the players wear.
uh-huh.
It's not too far off.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like how it says
Look,
Apple.
we'll
TV.
show it. We'll show it next time.
Yeah?
Next time I come by, we'll show it.
You
We'll
bought
do
it? When did you get it?
Dude. I bought this like when they announced he was coming to
Oh,
Miami
It already
Yeah.
came out?
in June. I just got it in October.
Yeah, I heard it. The
Like 2
pre-orders
weeks
were
ago.
months.
How much you
Yeah,
pay for it?
I don't want to talk about it.
you saw the prices.
I don't want to talk about it.
Link saw the price and he was gonna buy it, but it was all backed out. So he flew to Colombia
Colombia, yeah.
and bought it, and it was cheaper than getting the jersey.
Yeah.
As
The-
a typically,
Yeah.
Yeah, the flight to Colombia.
flying to Colombia is typically the solution.
Yeah, the entire weekend in Colombia and buying the jersey was cheaper
Yeah.
than buying the jersey
And I bought
official.
I bought like 10 jerseys.
Yeah. That's how we. That's
Link
how
is
we
winning.
paid.
Link is winning.
That's how we paid for season 2 of the show.
And then
Or
Gabriel-
3? What season are we in? 3.
And then Gabriel's dressed as Grey's Anatomy.
A tired student.
A tired Grey's Anatomy.
Student. No, actually.
He's wearing a scrubs.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't want no scrubs.
The
Scrub
mustache
is the doctor that I don't
says
want
Top
from-
Gun, which Anthony Edwards starred as Goose. Was that his name? Is Goose the son? Wait, which one's the father?
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
Talk to me. Goose is the dad.
the dad. Yeah,
Miles
Rooster's the
Teller.
son.
the guy who dies, and he was on ER in Scrubs. So you're Anthony
Edwards.
Edwards.
I'm Goose.
Yeah, you're Goose.
Talk
You-
to me, Goose.
So, anyways, that wasn't the only thing that happened in October. Not just Halloween, apparently, and
And
the
And
what
soccer.
was the tournament again? The
Ballon d'Or.
yeah.
It was just an award. It's like the Oscars for.
Oh,
soccer.
really? Oh, so it's like voted?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I'm not that impressed
And a
anymore.
major league player won it before a Premier League player.
Ever, yeah.
Ever.
Okay, but a lot of other things happened in the month of October.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's impressive.
The Premier League player probably should have won it.
You know what? Well, guess what?
England
England should have beat United States.
I actually
but they
want to
didn't.
talk about. No, we don't have to talk about it now.
Nah,
We'll
we can
about
talk
it.
about it. Who cares? We're just
It's a
11 and a half
monthly.
minutes
monthly.
into.
It's a monthly.
Oh,
and
yeah?
It's
Did
happened
it?
in October.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
it's just a
We
holiday.
haven't even said it's a monthly.
Oh, hi! Like surprise! It's a monthly.
It is a monthly, homies.
We haven't had one all season, so
That's right.
Um,
First one.
It's like a debated topic because statistically, Erling Haaland, the guy that got second, who plays in the Premier League,
yeah,
won everything at club level, maybe except for one
At
tournament.
club level.
yeah. What club is that
Manchester City.
for? What
in
league?
The, in a Premier League. In the
Oh,
Premier League.
but that's a Premier League.
Once again,
I hear
Premier
that's like
League
a
laws,
secondary
yeah.
league.
But
yeah.
this guy, like,
it's not major.
he's like 20, 21. He broke the scoring record in the league. They won the what is it called? The treble. So they won the main domestic league. They won the domestic tournament cup.
You said it's called the treble.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's when you win the 3 like big tournaments of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then they won the European Cup,
Oh, because 3.
the Champions League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, he killed it statistically, like goals and like assists and basically like in every category. And he was probably one of the most successful players aside from another player on his team
Uh-huh.
who also was on the team with Messi.
But did he make the city of Miami like $11 billion?
Yeah.
That's
Did
why
he-
Messi.
did
That's
he-
why Messi won.
Did he turn me into a soccer fan?
Yeah. No.
The biggest
He
Inter
told you
Miami
into
fan.
a poser, but
But
Look at me.
the thing is that Messi had a subpar year with like the rest of the season with PSG where he was, and then he
Mhm.
went to Miami. But
He destroyed it in Miami.
I don't even think those dates fall within
Yeah.
the award period.
and it was a very small window.
But
He hasn't played with us for long.
exactly what
No, it's,
what is-
it's what,
what
you did
is-
for us that one.
what is like contested is that this player had a season, like the Premier League player had a season long of like success and like killed it, like was scoring like crazy amounts of goals, broke the scoring record, and Messi won the World Cup.
Oh, that did happen, yes.
And that's more important.
And
right?
that's the thing. People are like,
Is
is it like like how valid is the award if it's just, if you're gonna give it to a player that pretty much showed up for like, it's not, he didn't have a bad season at PSG, but it was nowhere near the level of that other guy. And
But how many jerseys did he sell?
Yeah, in Miami.
Not even in Miami, bro.
In
You
Colombia.
didn't even
In
have-
Colombia, then brought down to
across the
Miami.
world.
How many did he sell in Colombia?
No, but like that is the point of debate where it's like you're gonna give it to a player who played for a month with a certain amount of like, you know, he led his team, he scored, people were saying that he scored like a lot of penalties, but they were just like,
And those don't count as real points, right?
How do we gauge
I mean, world. Okay?
the football
The
world is
Europeans are just jealous that an American from this side of of the world.
Now, ever since you've started saying these things, by the way, our European listens have gone down,
You
just
know
for the
what?
record.
Go
is soccer
down.
a sport, Link?
It's an exercise.
Oh, my.
But let me tell you.
I think we should move on.
Let me tell you who's really good at exercising in soccer. Messi.
The person that walks the most.
Exactly. So I think he should have won. He won the World Cup. You get me?
Okay.
The World Cup is greater than any premier
That
season.
that is true.
And it's harder because you have the best players of
But
all
what
the
do you?
world.
Okay, well, how would you like look at it? Would you look at it like, you know, short-term success for the biggest thing of all time, or a consistent period of success over a season?
short.
I think that's a judgment call.
Yeah, I'd go with the biggest because I'm wearing the guy's jersey.
Whoa.
The biggest short period of time.
I think it's all rigged anyway. So
Yeah, FIFA.
Oh, for sure.
Isn't FIFA corrupt?
yeah,
Yeah.
There's multiple documentaries that cover it,
Which are crazy.
They can't all be lying.
But what were you saying? Where were you going before we interrupted you?
Nah, I mean he just spoiled it. I mean it's whatever. It's a monthly. We're here to talk about what happened in the month of October.
All right. So what happened in the month of October?
Well, I had this whole like bit where we were gonna flash back to our old monthly format.
Oh,
Because it's a flashback. But whatever, it's done.
We can flashback.
we can do it again
Okay, no, it's the moment is past.
because you're not committed to the bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would have committed to the bit.
Let's start with movies.
Movies.
Dude, I can't believe we're doing this again. It's been a while since we haven't done monthlies.
It really is.
Isn't that
really-
crazy?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been a minute.
I don't think we did it all summer, so I think it's been like spring 2023.
Bro, let's just do a monthly for the whole time we didn't do a monthly.
what
What happened last
all
month?
the months that we missed.
Yeah.
we take time to plan these things, and then you always just like let's talk about this, and it never goes according to the script.
That's how it is, bro.
What month did we miss?
I'm
Probably
jazzed,
like what?
baby.
June, July.
August, September, and now we have
All right, so
October,
now
which
we-
is what we agreed and planned we were
We
going to
got to do
discuss.
4 monthlies.
No,
There you
we
go.
do
Right
not
now.
have to do that.
Going back through every single month.
We're already a third of the way into the length of this episode.
All right, fine. Then if you will
we
allow
covered
me,
sports. That's
if you will allow me to talk about something I saw technically in September.
yeah, September 20. No, we saw it in October. I think it came out September 29th, but we saw it over the weekend.
Yeah.
So I think it was October already.
It was
I'll fact check that.
September 30th.
It was September 30th.
The
is
last day of
correct.
September. I'm going to count that.
The last few hours of
in
September.
a different part of the world, it was October, so I'm going to go with that.
When we left the theater, was it still September?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think this is? Killers of the Flower Moon?
Oh, well, we'll talk about that in a second.
No, the movie we're talking about is The Creator.
Yeah, which is the only movie I can talk about because I have literally not seen a movie in the theaters in the entire month of October.
You're
So,
listening to this A-list?
yeah, so congratulations, AMC Theaters, for the $50 that me and my wife just donated to your cause.
And me.
No, you didn't watch anything in the month?
No,
of
there was nothing to watch.
October? Well, there's the Taylor Swift movie, but you have to pay for it. It's not included. So
Yeah. No.
What?
yeah, the Taylor Swift,
What a scam.
the Eras tour is occupying like half of the screens, and it's excluded from A-list because it's a limited engagement. Basically, they rent out the theaters, and it's their job to sell the tickets, not the theater.
I got a funny story to tell about that, but when we talk about the other movie afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. But also, what was that whole thing with Ticketmaster and her and Taylor Swift?
That the tickets are super expensive because
They were
of
just
fees
bots and stuff? Or,
Yeah,
or
bot-
Ticketmaster was just being evil?
It's both. That not only are the tickets super expensive because of all the bloated fees that Ticketmaster puts on.
Which is ridiculous. That's like another $100 in fees when you buy a
Exactly.
ticket, bro.
Yeah, it was like another $100 in fees. But then also, they don't stop bots from just
But that's
buying
like
all of
no-
them and then immediately reselling them. Oh, and also they use this thing which is called in-demand pricing, where as the tickets start to sell out, the prices go up and up because the tickets are so in demand. So you pay more.
Joe Biden, you got to do something about that.
That actually, I think Taylor Swift said that. I think she
There
said
you
that Joe
go.
Biden's got to do something about that.
There
So.
you go.
Now, how does that relate to what Pearl Jam did?
I believe. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something? Oh, you have no idea.
He was not going to say anything.
He went.
He just
And-
turned. He was like,
Oh, yeah, that's what I should have expected. I believe bands like Pearl Jam and Radiohead have a requirement to register your name when you buy the tickets. So they're non-transferable. So you either use them or you lose them. So you can't resell them.
Curious. All right, so The Creator. What a film.
What a great movie, eh?
What were your expectations for this film?
My expectations were I was going to find out once and for all if Gareth Edwards was a great filmmaker. Because we weren't sure after Rogue One.
We were not sure after Rogue One.
I watched Safety Not Guaranteed, and I liked it a lot, so I knew he was a good filmmaker.
That's not Gareth Edwards?
What?
Dang it. That's Trevor. That's the guy from...
Colin
It's Colin
Trevorrow?
Trevorrow. Yeah.
Oh, it's the other guy that had a failed Star Wars
Which he
project.
didn't
He never
do
even
Star
made a
Wars.
Star Wars movie.
He just made
They didn't make his Star Wars movie.
a very bad Jurassic Park movie.
There you go. That's,
He made a
Jurassic
script
World.
that one day we will read out loud.
There you go.
Honestly,
I trust that guy.
obviously, yeah, hindsight's 2020. I don't care. I feel like maybe I got to read the script for Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be painted by the images of what I saw and the atrocities that I witnessed,
Yeah.
but to compare them, to see if like, because on paper, yeah, anything but the Rise of Skywalker would do for me. But some of the concepts they have in that script were pretty cool.
Which one
I
in
think.
Duel of the Fates?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Starting with the name.
But not with, I agree. But not with the first opening scene where like Kylo talks to a giant spider.
Oh, but it's okay when Lord of the Ring does it.
Nah,
no,
it's
they
only
didn't-
okay when Lord of the Rings
they
does it
didn't
because
even
they
talk.
did it like 80 years ago.
They didn't even talk.
No, I don't
Oh,
think.
in the animated one?
I don't think he talks in the movies, but
No.
doesn't he talk in the books?
Yes, the spider talks.
The spider
has
talks,
like a whole backstory.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
parents and stuff
Yeah.
or children.
There you go.
Yeah, justice for the spider.
But I think it would have been too creepy in the.
I think so. I think they made the right choice there.
Yeah, I think Peter Jackson made a lot of right choices, except until he got to The Hobbit. And
Yeah. But with that being said, we're not here to talk about Peter Jackson or Colin Trevorrow.
Can you see our ADHD?
Right tonight is the night. Maybe it's because it's a spooky season.
all the
Yeah.
candy we've had from
I
Halloween.
haven't.
The
Actually,
moon is in retro Gatorade.
I don't think that's how it goes.
How does it say? How is it? Retrograde?
Retrograde. The creator.
Okay, so yeah, you. I mean, okay, you said great filmmaker. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Like he did Godzilla.
Yeah, which is good.
I really liked it. You know,
Monsters. What is Monsters?
Monsters is a movie that's on Peacock. That's like his first film, and it looks really interesting, but it's real like independent film. So it's on my watch list. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Do they have the? Do they play the
Curious.
Imagine Dragons song?
I think it predates the Imagine Dragons song. It's before Godzilla.
Monster. That's the one.
Oh, don't sing it.
Is
You might
that
get- you might-
copyright?
you might
Yeah,
get sued
I
by
can't
Imagine
sing it.
Dragons.
DRM. Nah, I'm just kidding. I think you can sing it.
Imagine Dragons might sue us.
I think you can only sing so much of it though.
Anyways, he did a Rogue One, but did he do a Rogue One?
That's the question because we know that. What was the guy who does Andor?
Tony Gilroy.
Tony Gilroy.
Tony
My mind wanted to say
Gilroy.
Tony Scott, and it knew it was wrong.
Tony.
Tony Gilroy came in around the last quarter of production and basically helped. I think he was credited as a second unit director. I think that's right. But Gareth Edwards directed most of Rogue One. But we know that there was huge rewrites and reshoots. But it's kind of hush hush. Gareth Edwards actually came out recently.
And yeah, I know he talked about it. He said how Gilroy did help him out, and there wasn't a pride thing or anything like that because he needed the help.
Yeah,
with
because
it.
I think a lot of people, the narrative for many years, because now we're many years removed from Rogue One, is that Tony Gilroy basically came and saved the movie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk about the trailers having footage that was completely excised. Like almost all of the trailer footage is not in the movie. Gareth Edwards spoke about this in years past where since he was filming digitally, he would go in and he would just shoot a bunch of coverage. He had no idea what he was going to use it for, but he wasn't limited because he had X amount of time on set. And if he got the scenes that he wanted, he was going to shoot a bunch of cool stuff. And some of that he used for the trailers. But there's like a huge like special effects scene where she fights a TIE fighter on the top of where she's supposed to put the key at the end of the movie. That never happens in the movie.
But also,
What?
Scarif.
Yeah.
But
So
also, that doesn't sound like good.
yeah, that sounds like, how is that going to end, right? But also, that's with special effects already done, which means it was going in the movie and then didn't end up in the movie. So a little couple of red flags like that are like that we got a very different movie than the one that Gareth Edwards would have.
Thanks, Tony.
They probably would have lived originally. Yeah, they probably would have escaped.
Ironic.
It's not the choice.
Yeah. So stuff like that has always kind of just been points of contention. And this was a big, not that Gareth Edwards has to prove himself to any of us, but a proving grounds of sort because he had an original concept, no Star Wars bias, and no help from himself. Okay, what's that face that you're putting for our listeners?
Star Wars bias.
Well, I mean, in the sense that
He's not tied to Star Wars mythos.
he's not tied to the concepts and limitations, and we, the audience, aren't gonna love or hate it based on it being Star Wars.
Yeah.
But it did feel like Star Wars.
But I
It
loved
did
it
feel
because
like
it
Star
felt like
Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
It did feel like Star Wars. Felt a lot like Star Wars with AI.
I love this movie, man.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. Link?
I think that this movie is gonna be one of the classic sci-fi movies. I see it going up there with Aliens and any other, future Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars as well, and I don't know.
I mean, we can say it's better than the sequels, right, of Star
Oh,
Wars,
yeah,
right?
Oh,
sure.
for sure.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes, because the entirety of the sequels makes the one in the middle low, like
Right.
worse. In a
Even
sense.
then, I might argue that the conversation behind Last Jedi, even though, full disclosure, everyone here is a fan of The Last Jedi, the fact that it split the fan base so much, I think detracts from
Yeah.
the film as a whole.
Yeah.
I'll still defend
unfortunately,
it, but,
because I mean that
yeah. Too bold, I guess.
that is an episode that we should need to have.
Yeah.
And I want to bring in someone that hates that movie.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to hear.
Can I bring someone that loves that movie?
Yeah.
Can I bring someone that's indifferent to that movie?
Let's have a
Can I
party.
bring someone that's never seen the movie?
How about we watch it with them first?
Yes.
Do like a live, like
Yeah,
a
let's
Twitch,
do
like a
it.
stream.
Okay.
and
Write
then
this
after
down.
that-
Wait, how's this gonna work though? Like,
We're gonna put a camera. We're gonna
no.
stream it.
Like, have they never seen Star Wars ever?
What?
With the one person that we're bringing that's never seen it, yes.
Oh, someone's never seen it.
Yeah. We got to that point where like someone who loves it, someone who hates it, someone who's never seen
That
it.
escalated.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, where's I going with all this? Anyways, that whole thing about
Go ahead.
that whole thing about yeah, like I love The Last Jedi, but I think as a whole, Rise of Skywalker just drags it into the mud with its
Yeah.
crappiness.
So just throw out the
But yeah, I think it is a better film. And to your point, for me, I think it's probably my favorite.
the creator.
The Creator is probably my favorite so far this year. Like,
Ooh, that's
I think the best. I think Oppenheimer is still the best film of the year.
Oof.
But The Creator just like it was like a gut punch, in a way like it surprised me. Like
it
I
did surprise me because I was looking for something competent, and I think it's more than that.
I didn't see it coming, and I love science fiction. I just love that genre, and to be able to see something like that isn't part of one of these major franchises.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It was so refreshing. It was just like a throwback to some like, and I think like you made a good point, Link, about a lot of those like classic sci-fi movies, before they became the franchises they were.
When Aliens was released, what's the other one? The Terminator as well.
Yeah.
I think all the beats, like, it had the family feel. It had like that trope that we love of like, a father taking care.
Oh yeah,
of a
Lone
child.
Wolf and Cub.
Yeah.
It made me go back and like put all the Lone Wolf and Cub movies on my Max playlist,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna get to them eventually as soon as I can trick my wife to watch like 7 black and white samurai films that are in Japanese.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I think also like the Japanese influence over this film was an artistic touch that elevated the film. I think.
Mm.
I also didn't think it was gonna be like a pro AI film. I thought it was gonna be an anti AI film, like where we're fighting AI.
Yeah.
And I also thought it was gonna be about AI. The movie's not actually about AI. It's about so much more.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see it as pro AI. I see it more as
Well, I mean, in the
symbolizing
sense,
something else.
yeah. I mean, it symbolizes something else, but the
But it wears
AIs
the
are not.
face-
It's
it
not
wears the
But they
Terminator.
use AI
It wears the face
as
of AI.
as
Yeah.
a car.
Yeah, right. Because it's not like Terminator is about AI, but the AI is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right. So it's about something much more human, which I highly recommend whenever it comes out digitally.
I just thought it was fantastic. I thought it was visually stunning. I thought the music was fantastic. I thought the humor in it. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was sincere. It was, dramatic. It was, at points you don't know what's gonna happen, or some points that like absolutely surprises you. At some point, like you're laughing. Like I was cracking up halfway through that, like a lot through that film. But also towards the end, I'm like, I got the feeling like I was in Rogue One again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've shared this idea before, but I think that 9 out of 10 times, in order for something to be entertaining, it needs to be funny. Because I remember I watched this series. I was recommended the series over and over and over again because, I'm into Disney and blah, 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 blah. But Once Upon a Time, I think that was the name of the series on ABC, right?
Yeah.
Everybody watched it. There was like a huge fandom. So I finally got to it. And I remember like I couldn't get past season 1. And I couldn't put my finger on what it was. And eventually I was talking to my sister who had recommended it. I was like, I can't get into the show because it's not funny. And then she was like, how does that make any sense? Like, it doesn't have to be fun. Not every show is funny. And then I thought, well, when you watch The Walking Dead, for example, at that time I had watched The Walking Dead. It eventually became not funny at all. But when you watch The Walking Dead, there's those human moments where, like, no matter how dystopian a story is, it's like you chuckle. Or, you know, there's...
You even see it in Breaking Bad.
Exactly.
And in The Sopranos.
Yes,
You
shows...
start to question, is The Soprano a comedy?
Exactly.
Sopranos is a lot of fun.
Because I think that comedy is such an important part of the human experience that sometimes it's just like chuckle humor, sometimes it's situational humor.
But it's human.
Irony, yeah, but it's human. Yeah. Humor is human, yeah. And when that's devoid in a narrative, it feels less human. I feel like you're telling a story outside of the human experience.
It's cold, it's not as warm, and it's cold in the sense of, like, that's not what it's going for.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to be this endearing, you know, whimsical TV show of, like, you know, Disney princesses and these characters that's, you know, started off as animated cartoons and, like, you know, so many, like, legends, like, people growing up knowing these stories and bringing to, I think the concept is great.
Yeah.
It was like Disney Xfinity, but, like, live action.
Yeah.
I think that if that type of show comes out, like, in the streaming age, I think the quality is better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we would get a bit of that humor. Yeah. But I think it suffers from being on a platform like, you know, like cable.
Yeah.
Like
it's
like
just
ABC.
actually just broadcast television.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's not about just that show. I just think it's something that if it's missing,
I agree.
You gotta have a real like set tone.
Because it didn't get much better in the seasons after. I got pretty far into it.
And
I just stopped eventually because I was like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah. So The Creator, highly recommended.
Loved
Check it out.
If you can check it out in theaters.
Sci-fi
If not,
movie.
I believe it'll be at home in December. Hopefully it'll be streaming before that.
It should be. It's an Apple release, right?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's an Apple. That's how I first heard about it, that Apple was coming out. So I thought it was going to go to Apple streaming.
Well, that's how I heard about the next movie that we're going to briefly talk about, which was Killers of the Flower Moon.
Look at that.
I thought it was coming to Apple. I think at some point it was.
Isn't it still?
It will eventually, but not in the reduced.
But not in the like straight, like that straight to.
Not in the reduced time frame that most of their movies do, and not
yeah.
immediately like what I think was originally planned for this movie.
Okay.
So, Killers of the Flower Moon is getting Oscar buzz talk, and for three guys that pay to be able to watch every movie that we want, none of us have seen this.
None of us have
Why?
seen it. Well, like you said, we didn't watch any movies in October. And it wasn't because we didn't want to, it's because there was really nothing to watch. However, this movie came out, and I wanted to watch it, but this movie is 3 hours long.
3 and a half.
Almost.
Over 3.5.
Yeah.
Plus trailers 4.
Yeah. That's not a movie I want to watch by myself.
Agreed. I probably should have talked to you about this, because I asked him if he wanted to go over the weekend, but I don't think you could. I think
no.
You guys weren't feeling well? Or?
Yeah. My wife was ill.
I probably should have asked you. Because I would have gone Saturday.
Yeah, but I wanted to go because you want to watch it and you want to watch it.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law wants to watch it with his wife.
Is that my brother?
Yeah, that's your brother. Do the math.
No. It could be your sister's husband.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they also want to watch it.
Oh.
He would say my brother-in-law wants to watch it with his wife. You mean your sister?
Yeah.
Oh, with his wife.
Yeah, his wife.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're back. You're right.
Yeah.
And then a friend from work wants to watch it, and this is not going to be Oppenheimer Part 2. I saw that movie way too many times in the theater.
No, it's one movie I want to watch once.
So we got to coordinate all of those together, and whoever doesn't make it.
But by then, it's not going to be. Is it still going to be premium formats?
I don't think it is in premium. Is it still on IMAX?
No, it's not. Probably IMAX, I think.
Maybe.
What is this movie about?
See,
it's about.
Go ahead.
It's a sad movie, right? It's about the massacres of a specific Native American.
There you go.
Drop that in there.
No, please don't do that. This is why we have the arms and the tripods.
This is what we're doing.
It's a movie about the massacre of a Native American group.
Yes.
And here's the funny part. Here's the story I want to tell.
This is the funny part.
So I saw someone on X,
Formerly known as Twitter.
That is such a terrible name.
I don't know what's the verb verb of tweet of
They
Xing?
They Xed.
They X'd. Oh wow, that sounds terrible.
That is so bad.
They X'd.
Formerly known as tweeted.
They've X'd saying that a warning that if you are going to watch this movie, which is very powerful and profound, make sure that the theater you are in is not next to Dolby. It's not next to a Dolby that's playing Taylor Swift because you're going to hear the Taylor Swift songs and the Swifties singing as you're watching this deep movie.
Oh man.
Oh, I mean, you're going for a concert, so I guess
Yeah.
people are gonna
Yeah,
sing.
that makes sense.
But I thought that was hilarious.
That is
I mean, it's true, but we don't have to worry about that because they're pretty far.
Yeah, the IMAX is as far.
They're
as
still
you
in
can from
IMAX.
the
Do you want to
Dolby.
go tomorrow?
No, I'm not going this week. I
We
have to
can't
go
go
on
during the week. During the weekend.
What's Saturday look like for you?
I'm not here.
Where are you going?
That's right.
I'm going. Where do you think I'm going?
Orlando?
Yeah.
Weren't you there this past weekend?
I don't think you were supposed to say Orlando.
The
Oh.
I mean,
now have I
don't-
said it?
I don't care.
Weren't you there this past weekend?
So we don't have a.
So we don't have Gabe.
Yeah, we don't get.
I'll go watch it tomorrow, and you.
Is that we don't want the fans to follow you to Orlando?
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be in.
By the time this podcast
I
is
mean-
released, he won't be.
Oh, that's right. He'll be back from Orlando,
Yeah.
so I guess it's okay.
I mean,
He
maybe
went to
maybe
Orlando.
they haven't released it, but it's not gonna be at AMC.
on Saturday.
What is in this? What is in?
What do you mean? I see it right there.
On Tamiami.
I don't mind.
I'm gonna check it out.
Oh wait, the Tamiami doesn't have the green apple.
For the
slushy.
record, Sunset does wait till Wednesday to post
yeah,
their
their-
next
So tomorrow.
week's.
The green
Yeah.
apple slushy.
Yeah, that's my new
That
thing.
sounds good.
Oh, it's so.
Can you please
good.
explain it
I
to
haven't
them?
had that.
Okay, so when the new Ninja Turtles movie came out, they released a green apple slushy. Like, is it supposed to imitate the ooze?
The ooze.
That
yeah.
sounds like something you'd buy at
Actually-
the Mcguffin's
All
bar.
right, so we
That
got
is
so I
something-
got it, and it comes with Pop Rocks as well. So you're supposed to put Pop Rocks in it, and it tastes so good. And every time I've gone, I order it, and I order a big bucket of popcorn, and I have a feast, and it's fantastic. And,
I'm gonna get the next time.
Oh, you gotta get it. It's so good. I don't know if the AMC Time Miami had it though.
All right. What were you gonna say?
So we're gonna watch Killers of the Flower Moon and talk about it heading into our Oscar episode soon.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's move through TV real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to rapid fire some of this stuff?
Yeah.
All right, Continental, talk to me about it.
The Continental. I think it was the first episode we came back
Continental
when we did our
breakfast?
gripes at the end. I saw episode 2. Another hour and a half of my life I'll never get back.
Continental is the prequel for John Wick.
For John Wick on Peacock.
Is
And-
John Wick in it?
No, please
No,
tell me.
not like Keanu Reeves. Like, is a character John Wick?
No,
Like
because
the child.
it's like a little baby John
Like
Wick.
yeah, I mean, I don't know when
Baby
this takes
with a
place.
gun?
I
It
don't know
takes
when this-
place when Winston was growing up. So Winston is like John Wick's age,
So it's
and he's
it's,
taking over the Continental.
So it's like Gotham. What's the name of that?
It
bad
is
Gotham?
literally.
Gotham.
You know what?
That's what it feels like.
No, actually,
When I
I
saw the trailers.
I think I mentioned what it feels like watching it because I watched the first couple of episodes of this other show. It feels like Pennyworth,
Yeah.
which has now been renamed on Max to Pennyworth: The Origin of Batman's Butler. That is the official name of the show.
You know what? Sometimes you got to be specific for the fans.
I
so.
mean, I guess.
I'm
Okay.
gonna spoil this from the finale of Pennyworth because it got canceled.
Aw.
V for Vendetta comes out for a crossover.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving comes
No,
out?
just the character of V in the mask,
Oh.
and I was like,
That sounds kind of cool. And now I'm kind of bummed. Do I have to watch this show?
"Yeah, you need to watch 3
Is
seasons."
it good? Oh, there's 3 seasons of this.
I think
When
it-
did this happen?
Yeah, I'd have no idea. Oh yeah, because I think 2
I
seasons.
thought it came out last year.
No, it was on some other channel. It was on. Oh man, a channel that I don't even know.
Tubi.
Reels?
Stars?
No, not Stars. Lower than Stars.
True TV.
True AMC.
PBS.
It was on Whammy in Miami.
Bravo.
Channel 69.
Bravo.
UPN.
Okay.
Anyways, the part that got me was the fact that the pilot episode is an hour and a half.
That's a movie right there.
Yep.
But get this. It's 3 episodes a season, right?
That's correct. The whole
Now-
season.
Now tell me the run times of the 2 other episodes.
It is another hour and a half, and then almost an hour 40 for the final episode.
Oh, so they went the Obi-Wan route.
Explain that.
Isn't Obi-Wan like long movies?
No.
What am I thinking of then?
They dropped 2 episodes the first day, so
What
it
am I
felt like a
thinking
long
of that
movie.
was long? Like you got 3 long things.
I don't think I've ever seen a show like that. That's a weird format.
The only time I've ever seen an episode go more than an hour is Game of Thrones, and that was the ending that they didn't want to like have more than 8 episodes.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, then I take that back.
So, anyways, The Continental, the prequel that nobody needed. Gen V. This was you, Gabe.
Gen V, if you like the boys,
Has nothing to do with V for Vendetta.
no, it's
He comes out at the end of season
Season
3
two
of
of
Gen,
Gen
V.
V.
We're building to it,
gonna come out and everything.
and then get canceled.
Is this a prequel to the boys?
No,
Like
Gen
we're
V
about
is
to
a Gen V is a spin-off show. It's basically about it's in the world of the boys. There's basically a university where, because you know how like they basically like
No,
superheroes are basically okay. Do you watch the boys?
I've only seen those episodes with you.
The show's actually
I
pretty
haven't
good.
seen the last
It
season
shows-
because it just got so graphic that.
What we saw, I watched Herogasm with you.
Okay, I don't know if we can
He
say
can say
that. Okay,
It's the
I
episode
watched
title.
the other episode with you, where he sneezes.
Yeah.
And those are the
that's
other 2 episodes
okay.
I watched.
Anyways,
I watched them
that's
with Gabe.
where I like
Okay,
tapped out.
so
The
in-
sneeze.
So in the show, you didn't even get to Herogasm, huh?
That's after the sneeze.
Yeah, it's like almost one of the later episodes.
Can I
No,
say
it's the first episode of the last season.
Yeah,
I honestly-
Herogasm was
The first episode
wasn't
of.
Herogasm towards was the end of this season.
I don't know. 'Cause I haven't seen
Whatever.
it.
All I know is that I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Herogasm. It wasn't that bad in my.
No.
Yeah.
The
I
sneeze.
mean, I think you just get
No, but that's not part of
desensitized.
Herogasm.
No, I know.
I think you just get desensitized upon watching all this stuff.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
there is a moment like that in Gen V.
Yeah.
Because it's like okay,
I like how we have to dance around this so much on the show.
so basically,
Kids, don't watch Gen V.
so basically, parents
Kids
were
don't watch.
giving their kids like a formula.
Kids, turn
serum.
off your TVs.
Parents were basically giving their kids serums so that they can grow into like you can get powers as they grow up.
It's
And
based on a
so-
true story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so kids with the powers go to like you have to apply to get into this special university. It's kind of like Sky High, but
It's just like Sky High.
for college.
Kids, if you like Sky High, Gen V on Amazon Prime.
watch it.
It's raunchier.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, your middle schools are probably watching
After
other
you're
stuff.
done with Euphoria,
After you're done with Euphoria, after you're done with Dahmer, watch Gen V.
Okay, but I
winning
think
time.
with all the I hate
Repeat after me.
I hate him.
FTB.
It's not LB.
Gen V. Gen V's good. I
Okay.
think. I mean, I'm like
It-
second to last episode. I think
It-
there are some moments like that moment in The Boys where it's like if that's too graphic, then I guess you can
It
skip
is what it is.
But I think that part's a little that I don't think that really was for the plot. Was it? Was there a plot point in that, or was that just to be?
It was a
Extra.
bit, basically. Yeah.
This one I think serves the purpose of the story a bit more.
Okay.
But
There's
at the
a
same
bit-
time, it's like you probably don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Is it also by Seth Rogen? Produced by Seth Rogen?
maybe I'm not sure.
The Boys is produced by Seth Rogen also? Not just Invincible?
I didn't know that.
Or are you getting confused with Invincible?
No, I know he does Invincible. I believe he also does The Boys.
Seth Rogen is just secretly CEO of Prime.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. My boy Seth
Prime
Rogen,
Video.
genius.
Okay.
Anyways, Gen V. Yeah, I recommend.
Now I gotta Google this.
All right, next Loki.
Loki. The critics got 4 episodes ahead of time. We finally caught up and saw 4 episodes.
Critics are idiots.
Yeah, a 5th one would have come out by the time you're listening or watching to this.
So it could all go terribly downhill from there.
Yeah, but up until episode 4, where we're at right now, this show is
Bro,
excellent.
4 is four is probably some of the best television Marvel has made.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I had... Why are you agreeing?
because that episode was so good. Loki-gasm.
That's not a thing. Okay. Episode 3 put some doubts in my mind. With Miss
Yes,
Minutes.
going back.
Yeah.
Miss Minutes, bro. What is that? She just turned into this. I can't say that.
Yeah. I don't think you... Well, I mean, for spoiler reasons, I don't think you can say anything.
Okay, I can say that. Miss Minutes was thirsting a little bit.
Yeah, and she's a character. Like a literal villain on this show. I didn't expect it. Her having such a physical presence.
Yeah, wanting to have more physical presence on screen.
Yeah, that's fair. So 3 was weird,
Evan Goldberg
but
is
4
the producer
was
of The
excellent.
Boys, which
That's
is,
Seth Rogen's partner.
Which is Seth Rogen's partner. So that's why I
production
assumed
partner.
they were...
Okay.
But anyways, episode 4, fantastic.
Yeah,
Loki
I
is
gotta watch it.
dragging the Marvel. It's carrying the Marvel Cinematic Universe on its back.
So as I was mentioning, the critics were mixed, and the ones that were against were like same old
They're
stuff,
fools.
same old stuff, multiverse, blah blah blah. Marvel's done. I don't know what show they
They
were
may not
watching.
be wrong about Marvel's done, but they can't say
I
that
got-
about Loki.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm excited to watch it. When does it end?
Like in 2 weeks.
In 3 weeks from
3
now.
weeks.
It's
Perfect.
8 episodes.
Oh, perfect.
That joint
Right.
was,
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Right
You
on
should be
time
able
for
to watch all of
Thanksgiving
them.
break. Yeah.
and I mean, that is a touchy subject, but
And it's not long.
the work
Thanksgiving?
that Jonathan Majors has put into
Yeah.
this show,
Oh, he's in it?
bruh.
Yeah, because in episode 3, I had my doubts. I was like, is Jonathan Majors overrated? And then in episode 4, I was like, oh, I get it.
Bro, whatever happens with his legal troubles aside, his work in the show is fantastic.
Yeah, to answer your question, like, he has to be in it. There's no way around it. He's in the...
He is the show.
He
like,
is the show.
And this was recorded before the whole legal
Yeah,
problem,
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Wow.
Nah, they were like, let's do it.
send it. We're gonna win.
This was before he staged stopping that fight.
Did you see that?
That
was.
You need to unpack that for
you
me.
haven't
yeah.
heard that?
No, I haven't heard that.
There was a video that was.
his PR team.
There was a video that was going viral that basically like these two kids were fighting under a bridge randomly,
It
and
happens.
someone's like perfectly recording it,
Uh-huh.
and then these two kids are like going at it. They're fighting, and out of nowhere, Jonathan Majors pulls up and literally separates the two people from fighting and just like negotiates peace between them.
Yeah.
And that's the video.
Send that guy to Israel and
Okay.
Palestine.
I don't know what to say after that.
That's all right. We keep moving.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna move on to the next one.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, Loki, great.
I gotta watch
it.
it. I'm excited for that. I've been not watching it on purpose because I like binge watching, and I hear your reviews, and I'm excited for it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. It really validates everything we do here.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah, I'm
man.
really excited.
Okay, billions.
This is something you should get excited about, Link.
What? It's billions.
Okay, so you never saw Homeland, right?
What?
Homeland, the show? You never saw Homeland?
Oh, no, I've never seen it.
You
Okay.
thought I was talking about Homelander?
Yeah, I'm like another one. My goodness, Seth Rogen, calm down.
Again, not Seth Rogen.
Anyways, billions is just about billionaires and their schemes against. It's Paul Giamatti plays
Ooh, I
attorney
haven't seen
general.
that guy in forever.
Paul Giamatti's fantastic.
Yeah.
I hate him in the show because he's such a great actor.
Is he the big fat liar?
Yeah,
In a way.
yeah.
Yeah.
In a way,
Oh.
but he loses weight towards the end. So
In this movie?
in the show,
Listen, not to spend too much time on this, but Gabe has shown me these ridiculous clips, usually involving cameos from WWE superstars that are the worst television I've ever seen in my entire life. I've considered watching like 8 seasons of this just to get to these moments.
Billions
think-
is 8 seasons.
I think you
and this is the
should.
first time I hear of it.
I think you should.
Where are they playing this?
On
Showtime.
Paramount Plus.
Oh, that's why. Oh, Showtime or Paramount?
It's on
It's
Showtime,
through
but
Paramount
Showtime shows are through Paramount Plus.
Okay.
I think if you pay an additional subscription.
I stopped
Okay.
because I didn't even know I had it for like 2 months.
What do you mean you stopped it? You got the annual thing. It's very little more.
No, like I had a Showtime channel that I was paying for, and I'm like, what is this?
And you had the upgrade on Paramount Plus?
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Color
wow.
me a fool. Anyways, the show is like 75% like wrestling references, old movie references, just like it's all references pretty much.
But cringe. Like,
Wait, is the show good or bad?
it's
I don't know.
it's not.
But you said Paul Giamatti.
It's a C.
He's amazing
I think
on
the
it.
acting is fantastic
Yeah.
by him.
Yeah. Even Brody from
Brody's
Homeland.
like doing his best Trump impersonation.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
But Paul Giamatti's fantastic.
But you see how all these terrible things sound like a really interesting
Yeah,
show?
I mean, we're talking about Gen B. We're talking
It's-
about Loki being good.
Listen,
Why
it-
wouldn't this be good?
It hooked me for 8 seasons. I was like, I need to finish
Since
this.
when have you been watching this?
Since the pandemic.
First time I
Yeah,
hear
we've
you
never-
talking about this. Yeah. I've never heard you talk
I heard
this
about it
show.
now because Triple H came out on
Well,
it.
no, I told you. I think the first time
He's
I
a
told,
mastermind that helps like diplomatic
Okay,
diplomatic
no,
relationships.
Stop. He has to watch. I'm not
Yeah.
even going to provide context
Yeah.
for that.
Oh my goodness, he's Jonathan Majors.
He's Jonathan Majors. Don't say something you're going to
Yeah,
regret.
You know where to send Triple H.
Thank you for cutting that, Dan. No one will ever know what happened the last minute.
No, I think the first thing was Becky Lynch comes out, and that was my hook. She starts fighting someone.
They get into a fight in an office.
Did she fight Paul Giamatti?
No.
Oh my god.
She fights his wife.
Oh, that's his wife?
Yeah.
Who's his wife?
I don't know her name.
Miss Giamatti.
Anyways, that was my selling point to get you to watch the show.
You got me with that.
Anyways, Billions. It just finished. Surprisingly, I liked the ending. Like, it was refreshing, which I keep saying we're gonna have a whole other episodes about this, but it had a happy ending in like a non
we're gonna have an episode
massage
on
type of
happy
way.
endings.
On a TV show ending happily.
Okay,
like a happy ending.
That's a theme for an episode.
Yeah, because I feel like everything's just like so bleak and
That
dark
is-
and
that
depressing,
is
and I
true.
was like, I don't want to continue, you know.
Okay.
But Billions had a happy ending. Surprise! All right, next, hit it. Mario Wonder.
Okay, video games now.
Mario Wonder.
Link, you saw Mario Wonder? You didn't play Mario Wonder?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but did you actually pay attention to us playing Mario
No,
Wonder?
I was playing. I was
Okay.
playing something else that you guys were playing.
Okay, what were you playing?
Tears of the
I
Kingdom.
was playing Fire Emblem Engage
Oh, okay.
because I restarted it.
Well, we started playing Mario Wonder on drop date. That's right, Spider-Man 2 came out, but I chose Mario Wonder.
Yes, to me.
I played it with my
Spider-Man.
nephew, Mario Max. I played it with my niece.
You said nephew, and I was like, "What do you mean Zoe was?"
I was like, who?
And I played it with my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
So that was the 4-player, and we had a blast.
They sounded like they were having a blast.
Yeah.
Tell me about Mario Wonder Bread.
What did you hear about it, Gabriel?
I just kept like, I heard that Dan kept saying this is the greatest Mario game in recent time.
Oh, that's what he said? Because you made a phrase when we were planning this episode.
The greatest Mario game of all time.
There you go. That's what I heard.
Where did he talk about it? On Top Barrage?
On Top of Rouge? I think so. Let's
Or
not
did he
give
talk about it
Let's not give out trade secrets here.
in the chat? Okay,
So
keep
you
going.
heard, you told me you heard best
Yeah,
Mario
because-
game of all time.
Because we're talking about Spider-Man, and then Dan is in there like, I haven't played it, but it's not as good as Mario Wonder.
Yeah. But best game of all time is strong praise. What I will say is it is the best 2D Mario of this generation. I think it blows out like new Mario Brothers, U plus Luigi, U, whatever the last game was. This game is a return to form of innovation. A game that plays like Mario without feeling familiar at all. So it's challenging if you want it to be challenging. It's easy if you want it to be easy.
Yeah.
You can breeze through the levels, but there's so much hidden wonders to find in those levels that you could return back to this game. So the whole thing is like about 10 hours. I think we went 3-4 hours into it.
Yeah.
But I can see this being, for a gamer coming up in this time, their Super Mario World, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think a game will ever be that to me. Although
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey was pretty close.
I loved Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey was like the second coming of Mario 64
So,
to
yeah,
me.
so that's why when he said the greatest Mario game, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mario
Maybe he
Odyssey
didn't.
is
I
pretty
feel
good.
like I'm putting words in his mouth. Maybe he didn't say
I
that.
think he didn't say that, but I have heard people say that.
I mean, he
though.
said it was the two, biggest.
You know what? He's not here to defend himself. So
he said it.
said that.
Yeah,
That's
he said
true,
it.
and that's weird being on the other side of that.
Yeah.
And then the other game that kind of monopolized our conversation.
The game of
last
the
week-
year.
Disagree,
The
but
game of the year.
Oh, we'll talk about that when
I
we
don't
get
think
to
that's
game of the year at the end of this year.
The game of the. What else is coming out?
There's a lot of stuff that came out that I think is better than this game. But
What?
I don't want to talk about it now. We'll talk about it when we get to the game of the year conversation.
Oh, you guys. Okay.
There's one there.
That's the game for you, I guess. That
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I
Yeah.
haven't even been Breath of the Wild.
Okay. Anyways, we're talking about Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which I keep calling 3, but it's not, even though it's the third game.
Bro, that game is so good.
Link, you haven't played it.
I mean, I played one. I feel like I can imagine what 2 was like.
It was so good.
You played one on the PS4 or PS5?
PS4.
Oh.
So I
Okay.
can imagine how good the second one is.
Yeah, well, remastered on the PS5 is way better than the one on the PS4, and this game is just as good. That's my review. It's just as good.
I heard it's as good. Yeah.
Spider-Man. The first one was my game of the year that year. So
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I played it late. I didn't play Spider-Man remastered until this summer, so
Did
it's
you
fresh
play?
in my
Did you
mind.
play Spider-Man a lot when you were a kid?
Did I play Spider-Man a lot?
Like the OGs. Oh.
I played like
You have a
almost every
PlayStation?
game. Yeah, Spider-Man 1. No, they weren't on PlayStation. They had the Spider-Man movie trilogy for GameCube. They had Ultimate Spider-Man for GameCube. Then next gen, I think it's already Xbox 360 by that point. We had 360 for sure. Shattered Dimensions, which is my all-time favorite Spider-Man game, where you play as Nor, you play as 2099, back when he was an obscure character and nobody knew about him. And you play as Ultimate Spider-Man from the Ultimate Spider-Man game. Because even though he's Ultimate Spider-Man from the comics, he gets the symbiote suit, and it's almost like a pseudo-sequel to the Ultimate Spider-Man game. That's the best game. I love that game.
When does Insomniac get the rights to make Spider-Man movies? I mean, games, I'm sorry.
I think, what is that, 2019, Gabe?
When that's, so the first one.
No.
18.
18, okay.
So the one for 2014, for the PS4 was their first.
18.
And then what about when's remastered for the PS5? Like 2 years later?
Yeah, okay, so that was their first game.
Yeah.
That game was fantastic.
Yeah, 2018, yeah. Yeah, the game is fantastic.
You guys heard that they're trying to make
Spider-Man 2,
a
man.
Wolverine that's in the same universe?
Yes.
And that
I'm excited about
sounds
that.
really good.
And I'm looking forward to them innovating.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love the Spider-Man games, and I am not disparaging them, and I feel like I'm the one who's like always bringing down...
Can they get repetitive?
No, it's not that they get repetitive. It's that Spider-Man, the original game, is so good because it's basically just a Spider-Man version of the Arkham games. Like everything from the traversal to the stealth is literally just...
The traversal is... It's so good, man.
It is really good, but it is in Arkham City.
Oh, for sure.
And
which I don't think both of those games are better than Arkham City. I think Arkham City is...
I agree. I think Arkham City is a better game than both Spider-Man games. Yeah. And I would argue that me personally, as a whole, now having completed, I know last week I hadn't completed it yet, having completed Spider-Man 2, I think Spider-Man 1 is actually just a little better than Spider-Man 2.
Story-wise?
Story is the heart of a game for me.
Yeah.
It's why I play. So yeah, story-wise, and that means overall for me. Also, if you play the remastered version, it's not like Spider-Man 2 is like, looks so much better than remastered. You know, they're pretty much on the same level.
Dang, I gotta play it.
So
when am I getting a PlayStation?
it's not like Spider-Man 2 blows Spider-Man 1 out of the water.
No, but those web wings.
But the web wings, which I love, and it's a game changer, but it's also just Batman's cape from the Arkham games.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But it is for Spider-Man, and I think that I think the additions to this game. I haven't finished the game. I haven't beat the game.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying about, the plot point for the story going where it is in that direction. I also felt like it was a little wonky.
Yeah. We'll unpack that later when Link is finished it and
But-
when more of the audience is
Yeah,
finished
I
it.
just gotta buy a PS5.
But
You
it's...
can borrow mine, man.
No, I'm gonna buy one.
Okay.
You're gonna buy one?
You keep saying that, but you
Like-
don't. So
Like in 2 weeks?
Yeah, when you buy yours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it.
okay.
I got a gift
That's
card.
like in 1 week.
Run it.
I got a gift card.
Nice.
Anyways, I think that those additions for me add, like, traversing New York City has never, like, that's the thing for me. I think blew me out of the water, man.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to go, because I think someone did like a video of it online where they're showing like how far we've come from, like, the original Spider-Man games that we used to play. Where like
Spider-Man 2 was excellent.
I love Spider-Man 2, and that's the basis for like my love for playing like webs, like, swinging around and playing Spider-Man games, and then seeing like the progression and seeing where we're at now. I think that this game is beautiful.
Yeah.
The third act, story-wise, not as strong as everything that came before, because it was so strong, it was so good, that to be anything less than amazing, unfortunately brings it down a bit, and I can see that. But to me, I've thoroughly enjoyed playing this experience of playing so far, and I have to beat it.
Without any spoilers too, I'd say Mary Jane was like an issue in the first game, her gameplay.
I was just about to ask, do I get to play as Mary Jane
So
again?
you do, and they fix what was wrong
And you're
with it,
not as...
but they overcompensate, I think.
Oh my goodness, she becomes Spider-Man?
I mean, she's super powerful.
She's Batman.
And there's
She's Batman.
Yeah, she's
Where's Peter?
she's able to take down an entire army. That's the non-spoiler version.
She had a booty boot camp with Sable and
which happened when exactly?
became Bruce Wayne. She became a martial artist on the same level as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, she's insanely OP in this game. Which actually, everyone in this game is insanely OP, by the way.
I love it. I love this game. But anyways, we'll talk more about that later. Next, do you want to talk about Dookie?
Sure, really quick before we're out of time.
We're already out of time.
Yeah, Green Day's 30th anniversary. I think I mentioned this to like anyone in my life who will listen to. This was a seminal album to me. Dookie is 30 years old. It came out in February. I got it for my birthday in February. So technically it'll be 30 years old on release next year in just a few weeks, just a few short months. But it was recorded 30 years ago now. And it's just crazy to think of how quickly our lives go. It feels like just yesterday it was 1994. And here we are on the cusp of 2024. And such a basically monumental album, at least for me, to an artist or a group of artists, right? A band that shaped so much of what I at least identified with at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I went to wash my car, and while I was waiting for it, I went for a run and then came back to pick up the car. And during that time, I listened to the whole album. And I don't know when was the last time I listened to it. Maybe it was like 10 years ago or so. But I remembered everything, every song, every lyric, and just the power of that music that we listen to when we're growing up. Whether it's Green Day for me 30 years ago,
Tupac
today, right?
No, it's Pitbull.
Or whether it's Taylor Swift in a Dolby Theater next to Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
These are the songs, the lyrics, and the sounds that are going to stay as part of your DNA for the rest of your life, for good or for bad. Like, there's the music that you listened to growing up that sucked, and then there's the music that you listen to that's never gonna leave you. And I just think it's so crazy for me to, at almost age 40, look back 10 years ago, that first time I got a MA labeled album for my birthday at 10 years old, just a couple days after it had released. So that was a big turning point for me. I don't know how you guys feel about Green Day.
Yeah.
I started listening to them when they were already kind of like
Sold out?
Yeah, that's why.
Well, Rock Band actually turned me on them because I thought they had sold out too, and I didn't listen to them for years. And then that game came out, and I got to like deep dive their entire catalog, and I was like, you know what? There's more underneath the surface here.
Well, no, Rock Band shaped my music taste.
Yeah, basically.
Growing up.
Yeah, it was my algorithm. It was my first algorithm.
Yeah.
The Rock Band game.
Actually, another piece of media that's abroad came out around the same time. Friends,
which absolutely.
Is, like you talk about how influential music is.
Yeah, not to end on a downer, but yeah.
Yeah, and Friends has impacted a lot of people throughout the years, and I just remember like you owned, and my aunt as well owned like all of those DVDs of Friends, and that's basically where I watched it before Netflix was a thing.
Yeah.
And but with that correlation, like unfortunately, like Matthew Perry unfortunately passed. It's gonna be last week.
Mm-hmm. Just a few short days when we're recording this.
Yeah, and it's very, very unfortunate to hear someone losing their life, but also someone that we grew up watching. I don't know how invested you guys were into Friends.
No, absolutely. My wife, it's her favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, we have all the DVDs.
It's because of her I was watching Friends as it was happening.
I think you guys were like what shaped you guys and my aunt, like, because I would be at home like when I was my great grandma was babysitting me and I was staying at my aunt's house, and that's pretty much all that she had on DVD, and so I would just watch that. I was a child watching the shows. Would I have understood half of those references?
Yeah.
No, but just like Seinfeld, like they were just on TV.
And that's what it was, CW reruns of Seinfeld and Friends.
That was just what I grew up on watching, and then growing up, I think adding some more context into like some of the jokes and being able to understand it, like breathed new life into it.
Uh-huh.
And I gotta say, man, like probably my favorite character on the show is Chandler.
Yeah, I think he's the comedic anchor because it's a pretty pop show, it's a pretty mainstream show, but the level of sardonic humor and his delivery, I think, is some of the best work on that show.
And some of the stuff was all improvised by him.
Yeah.
So that makes it even, shows you how much of a, I don't want to say comedic genius. I don't know if that's a word to describe him.
Yeah.
But that
it may be a lot,
you,
but it may be apropos.
Yeah. It goes to show you how good he was in his craft when it comes to comedy and understanding the genre of the sitcom.
And I think it's just like, when you think about it, like he's just so iconic in that role of Chandler. But I think it's some of the other things that I've watched him. Like, could I tell you the names of a lot of the movies he's in?
17 again.
Probably not.
Fools Rush In.
Fools Rush. That's the one with Sam Hayek.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Whole 9 yards.
The whole
10 year.
No, it's both.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah, 9, and then I think
he's
10's
in
the
the first
sequel. Yeah.
17 again was the one where I'm like, oh, this guy's like he does other stuff.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I thought he was great in it. And that's a movie like I don't know why. Like I will always remember that movie. Like him and his best friend just having a bunch of Star Wars memorabilia and Zac Efron being the young like I love that movie. Have you seen it? Have you ever seen it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Because
good
he
movie.
was in it. Because
I really enjoyed
Matthew
it.
Perry was in it. We watched it.
But yeah, it's very unfortunate to hear the news and
Yeah, and especially after years of struggle.
Yeah.
You know, with addiction.
Addiction to drugs.
I recently just started reading his book in the wake of his passing. My wife's like, I think it's time. I think we should go back and read it. And it's crazy because he kind of writes it post-mortem. Like the book starts with him having almost died, and he's basically like writing it as if he died, which is very
the timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what's the word? Unsettling
as you're reading
in
it now,
hindsight. Yeah. But it's crazy. It's crazy. That and just watching Friends reruns. That's basically all we've been doing the past couple of days. Yeah, to overcome, addiction, alcohol and drugs. I mean, we've seen it before. It's almost sadder when it's tremendously tragic when someone subsides to their addiction. But as of right now, it seems like this is just the effect of a lifetime of abuse and kind of being in a better place. I know I went through it with like Eddie Guerrero, the professional wrestler that we all looked up to. Years of abuse, then recovery, and then your life fails you. And that's tragic in a different way. I don't want to say more tragic, but yeah, but it's crazy, That's all we have, the memories.
But yeah.
I think what better way of ending this episode than Danny showing a montage of Matthew Perry acting as Chandler Bing while the song "Good Riddance" by
Green Day.
Green Day plays.
Which actually was the song that they played on the finale of Friends, which was like a big event for us.
There you go, Danny. You know what to do.
Right now, we're just listening to the song.
Yeah.
You cut the audio.
Get the copyrighted.
You can't hear us. Yeah, all you can hear now is just the song playing. Wow.
Goodbye, Chandler Bing.
But also the Dolphins are 6-2.
Oh, 6-2, heading on a high note. Yeah.
And yeah, that's all we got, right?
Is that what we got?
All right.
FTJ.